You're listening to KPFZ 88.1 FM. We're in the Lakeport, broadcasting around the lake, Lake County, and all around the world on kpfz.org. So thank you for listening. I'm your hostess for the next hour. My name is Laureen Lee, and I'm talking to you today about your good health and energy. And I am a medical student studying to become a doctor in natural medicine. I received my bachelor's degree earlier this year as a holistic health practitioner and my nutrition certification from Integrative Nutrition. And so I like to talk to you about your health and your nutrition and your good energy. And so that's what I'm up to every Monday from 5 to 6. And I do thank you so much for tuning in. We had a really nice healing clinic on Sunday, yesterday actually, in Lower Lake at the Bikram Yoga Center, and it was a wonderful day, and I was really pleased to meet some of you and have the opportunity to help you out. And I think there's going to be another healing clinic next month. It's totally free, a public service to the community, and myself and some other healers are volunteering to help you with whatever you need in the health department. So be listening for the date and times of the clinic next month. At this point, I believe it's January 10th, but I'll have more. I'll check that out for sure and let you know. But in the meantime, you can always call into the show here on Mondays from 5 to 6 to get your health and energy questions answered. Our number in the studio is 707-263-3435. And you can also listen on kpfz.org. There are a couple links on the main page there if you want to listen online. If you're listening in your car and you're headed somewhere where you don't get reception on your dial, you can always tune in online. And you can also join us in the studio via YouTube live stream. The channel is Quantum Energy Shift, and you can go on, and it's kind of like sitting here in the studio with us. And you can also listen to past shows by checking out the YouTube channel as well. So we've been having a couple of little bugs with the live stream, and so we may switch how we're doing it in the near future, but we'll definitely let you know. And so you can join us, and that's just one more way that we can communicate with you and get your questions answered and help you out with your health. So that is on YouTube, Quantum Energy Shift channel, and you can also send me an email to quantumenergyshift@yahoo.com, and I'll answer your questions through email. I also have forms on my website. It's Laureen, Laureen -Lee, Lee.com, and there are forms on there that you can ask a question and send it in, and I'll email you back through there. And there's all kind of ways you can get your health and energy questions answered and get help with your health, your nutrition, energy, any kind of holistic healing things. And so I invite you to do that whenever you like. But Mondays, when I'm in the studio here, it's good to give a call, 707-263-3435, so I can answer your questions live and in real time. So that's always kind of a bonus. So I invite you to do that. And today, while we're waiting for the phone calls to roll in, I do have a couple things that I can talk to you about a little bit. So it's hard to pick just one thing or one or two things, so I will I'll start with some stuff, and then if I have time, I'll continue with a couple more things. So, because, I really, really appreciate the opportunity to be able to help you with your health, your nutrition, and things like that. and also the opportunity that I had yesterday to volunteer and help some folks in the community and meet with some of you and kind of get to know you a little bit. I just have been feeling so much appreciation for the opportunity to be of service in this way, and I really appreciate the openness and the trust in the folks that come to see me or just call or email with questions. It's just such a beautiful thing, and so I feel so grateful for that opportunity and for just so many other things like my own positive health and healing path that I've been on personally, but but to have the opportunity to try to partner or to try to help some of you and partner with you to help you kind of unravel all the confusion with your nutrition or different health things that are going on, energy things, life situations. It's just really a blessing, and I do really appreciate it. I have my own appreciation. I don't know what you call it, something that I wrote that I love to read from time to time. But today I want to read you an article about the benefits of expressing and receiving gratitude. It's an article by Dr. Mercola at mercola.com. You can look it up or just go to his website and put it in the search, just gratitude, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it that way. Dr. Mercola released this article at the end of November, so very recently. I was going to read it too last week, but we had so many back-to-back calls, I didn't get a chance to read this to you. And then when everything, the things that have been happening the last week, I just really want to share with you the benefits of being appreciative and having appreciation, even if things aren't perfect. It can be such a benefit. So, Dr. Mercola writes, science tells us that people who are thankful for what they have are happier and reach their goals with greater ease. And Thanksgiving is an American holiday that reminds us to take stock of all the things we're grateful for. As noted in a previous article on this topic, published in the Harvard Mental Health Letter, gratitude is a thankful appreciation for what an individual receives, whether tangible or intangible. With gratitude, people acknowledge the goodness in their lives. In the process, people usually recognize that the source of that goodness lies at least partially outside themselves, and as a result, gratitude also helps people connect to something larger than themselves as individuals, whether to other people, nature, or higher power. Gratitude is also associated with improved health, both physical and emotional. The head of biologic psychology at Duke University Medical Center once said, if thankfulness were a drug, it would be the world's best-selling product with a health maintenance indication for every major organ system. Be thankful for your health every day. While there are as many reasons to be thankful as there are people in the world, one facet of life that many often forget to be thankful for until it's too late is their health. We tend to take our health for granted until we're suddenly in the throes of pain or debilitating illness. As noted by Mark Sisson, what does it mean to be thankful for your health? At its most basic level, it can be there but by the grace of God go I feeling we get when someone we know dies of a heart attack or gets cancer. The news jolts us into awareness of our mortality, health being what keeps us on the other side. Being thankful for our health, however, means more than gratitude for being alive itself. On yet another level, it means appreciating the capacities allowed by our health, the cognitive ability to practice our profession and remember our children's names, the physical ability to walk up 6 flights of stairs when the elevator's being serviced. It's about confidence that we have the strength to move most of our own stuff when need arises and take care of our children, tend to our property, and still have energy to enjoy something of everyday life. Goes back to the old adage that it's really the little things that matter most. And if you cultivate gratitude for the little things, such as being able to lift an overstuffed turkey out of the oven and remembering the names of all your friends and relatives around the table, it will foster a more deeply seated sense of happiness. After all, a lot of misery is rooted in a perceived sense of lack. But if you have good health and all your mental faculties intact, you also have the prerequisite basics for doing something about your situation. 4 years ago, the Greater Good Science Center at University of California, in collaboration with the University of California, launched a project called Cultivating Gratitude in a Consumerist Society. This $5.6 million project aims to expand the scientific database of gratitude, particularly in key areas of human health, personal and relational well-being, and developmental science. Promote evidence-based practices of gratitude in medical, educational, and organizational settings, and in schools, workplaces, homes, and communities, and in doing so, engage the public in a larger cultural conversation about the role of gratitude in civil society. The organization has a number of resources you can peruse at your leisure, including the Science of Happiness blog and newsletter, and a digital gratitude journal where you can record and share the things you're grateful for year-round. Keeping a gratitude journal is a practice recommended by many psychologists, and it can have far-reaching consequences. In one study, people who kept a gratitude journal reported exercising more and logged fewer doctor's visits compared to those who focused on sources of aggravation. More specifically, gratitude has been linked to improved sleep, reduced stress, enhanced sense of well-being, improved heart health, reducing the likelihood of sudden death in patients with congestive heart failure and coronary artery disease. While such results may sound too good to be true, studies have shown that gratitude actually produces a number of beneficial and measurable effects on several symptoms in your body, including mood neurotransmitters serotonin and norepinephrine, inflammatory and immune systems, cytokines, reproductive hormones, stress hormones, social bonding hormones, blood pressure, cardiac and EEG rhythms, cognitive and pleasure-related neurotransmitters, and the benefits of saying grace. Many people, even those who do not say grace before every meal, will join hands with their loved ones and count their blessings before digging into their Thanksgiving dinner. As previously noted in the Huffington Post, expressing gratitude before eating is an ancient and truly universal practice. This is not restricted to any one group, race, or religious affiliation. According to theologist Laurel Schneider, historically, blessings were an expression of gratitude to various gods and a recognition that the food is not ours to begin with, but loaned to us. Food is a necessity for life, and centuries ago, if you were starving and got something to eat, you were mighty thankful. The author of Blessed Food, Ancient and Contemporary Graces from Around the World, Adrian Boutosh, says, "Today we don't think much about it, but when you think about food as life and death, then you can see how serious it became in the consciousness of the people. Saying grace can be a great way to foster a closer and deeper connection to the food you eat, allowing for a moment to reflect on all the things that went into its creation, from the sowing of the seed to the harvest and the cooking. Indeed, a lot of work, both by nature and man, went into creating the food before you, which will now provide you with nourishment and sustenance. A break anywhere along the food chain can easily render food scarce, so there really is a lot to be thankful for when you have a full plate of food in front of you. And as noted in the featured article, saying grace before eating is a way to flex your gratitude muscle on a daily basis. Often, practicing gratitude isn't an activity that we make time for. Sometimes it can even feel like a chore. But by pairing a brief gratitude exercise with an activity that we enjoy and make time for each day, like eating, can help us to make gratitude a more regular part of our lives, leading us to associate giving thanks with the pleasure we derive from food. Your future health and happiness depends largely on the thoughts you think today. So each moment of every day is an opportunity to turn your thinking around, thereby helping or hindering your ability to think and feel more positively in the very next moment. Starting and or ending each day by thinking of something you're grateful for is one way to keep your mind on the right track. Most experts agree that there are no shortcuts to happiness. Even generally happy people do not experience joy 24 hours a day, but a happy person can have a bad day and still find pleasure in the small things. So be thankful for what you have. By focusing on what's good right now, in the present moment, you become more open to receive greater abundance in the future. Remember to say thank you to yourself, to the universe, and to others. And with that, I want to say thank you to you. So, keeping a gratitude journal is really cool. You can have just a little notebook, and you can keep it in your bag or in your car, in your pocket. And then just when things pop into your head, and it can just be the simplest thing ever, like, oh my gosh, I love that color, or I love the way that person just smiled, or I love that flower that's growing out of the crack in the sidewalk, you know, whatever you can think of. And if you just get in the habit of jotting things down, it actually kind of it can help you balance your energy or even shift your energy. If you have low energy, it can raise your vibration and raise your energy. So it's really easy. It's actually really fun, and it has a really good uh, benefit, especially if you get in the habit of doing it. And then when you wake up in the morning, you go to sleep at night, you can just think about the things that you're grateful for, like right when you wake up and right before you go to sleep. And that is also very, very effective. So you can do one or all of those things, and just see for yourself. Check out the evidence, and that's another thing you can do. And that people that I've worked with, I've had them do this before when they're keeping a gratitude journal, which is just kind of the notebook where you just jot stuff down as you think of it. You can also have a journal or a little notebook, or part of the same notebook if you like, where you write down the evidence of things that manifest in a positive way, as they come up, because that's also a very powerful tool to use in balancing your energy and raising the quality of your energy as well. So that's some neat stuff. And so to kind of change gears, I've been really dying to talk to you guys about this actually for the last couple of weeks, and we've been so busy with our phone calls and stuff, which I actually do really love, so don't be shy. If you want to call in, go ahead. But I'm going to just talk very briefly about superfoods, one of my favorite subjects, superfoods, and these are 10 superfoods that work better together. So, which is really cool because you can eat, you can add superfoods to your regular menu, and that's really great. One of the things I like to do is do the superfood coffee, which changes coffee kind of from something that can be, overdone into something that can turn into a superfood, and it's really great. So another article from the Mercola website released on November 9th of this year, so just about a month ago, and ever since it came out, I've been wanting to share this with you guys, so yay, here we go. Superfoods are foods that stand out from the rest because of their unusually dense nutrient content. Superfoods generally have high amounts of antioxidants, vitamins and minerals, for instance, and many also contain healthy fats, high-quality protein, and fiber. What superfoods don't contain are added sugars, synthetic fats, and food additives such as artificial colors and flavors. Most any food that is heavily processed will not stand up to superfood criteria, but once you're eating primarily whole foods, foods that are as close to their natural state as possible, then basically everything you eat is superfood. You need nutrients, all of them, and nutrients are found in abundance in fresh whole foods. That being said, certain superfoods can be combined with great synergy, which means that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So basically, they work better together than they do alone. So it's like a super duper food or a super